Welcome to the second week of the London Draft League of Season 6. In the last video, we beat this team with the Fluttermane and the Trick Room Core, and we won our first ever game from 2-0. Very nice. In this video, we're going to face off against another team right here. This team consists of Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Volcarona, Meloetta, Azumarill, Raikou, Dusknoir, Skarmory, Breloom, and Rhyperior. A pretty obvious core is your Chien-Pao, Dragonite. Anyone who plays VGC definitely knows it. Terra Normal, extreme speed with the Swords of Ruin lowering the defense of Pokemon really is a big threat. We've also got Chien-Pao. Obviously, if it goes Terra, Crunch or Sucker Punch from the Chien-Pao can be a big problem. Volcarona is another Pokemon that's pretty annoying. Quiver Dance can possibly sweep teams. Meloetta is a pretty interesting pick with Coaching, Trick Room, Radix Song, Psychic, Alluring Voice, Sing, all that stuff. A pretty good supporting Pokemon. Azumarill, more well known with its Belly Drum combo with Liquidation, huge power, very scary. Raikou is a bit of an interesting situation here. I'm not sure what Raikou truly does here, but it does go for like Electro Webs, Thunderbolt, Scald, which can burn possibly. It has some good utility. Dusknoir is another Trick Room setter. Mainly it can try and go for Bulldoze and proccing weakness policies with the combination with Rhyperior. Rhyperior is weak to ground, so it can also have the weakness policy. Dusknoir can help set the weakness policy up. Breloom is a Spore and fast Bullet Seed close combat user, pretty threatening, especially when there's no sleep cost in VGC. Sleep can be used an infinite number of times. Rhyperior is also really threatening choice, especially when my team is really weak to ground. I'm expecting Rhyperior to be in, definitely with maybe some weakness policy or Life Orb. So the 6 Pokemon I planned for is Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Meloetta, Azumarill, Breloom, and Rhyperior. And based on my predictions and using my team, the reason I think they're not going to bring Skarmory, obviously because I've got Chi and Iron Hands, which are weak to Electric and Fire. The Skarmory is weak to Electric and Fire, so I didn't bring them. Raikou just doesn't seem really fitting in the team, and Volcarona is weak to Water, and I got Walking Wake. So, and also Politoed. So, I don't think they're actually going to bring Volcarona. Let's have a look at my team. So, the 6 Pokemon that I chose is Iron Hands, Cresselia, Chi-Yu, Baxcalibur, Pheasantipity, and Orthworm. Let's look at them in a bit more detail. With the first Pokemon being Iron Hands with Quark Drive, Boosted Energy, which boosts the attack stat. And the moves are Ice Punch, Drain Punch, Wild Charge, and Fake Out. Pretty standard, similar to last week. But Ice Punch is there to cover for Dragonite and Breloom. And Rhyperior as well. Adamant plus attack minus special attack. Next, Cresselia, same as last week, but we have the safety goggles instead to prevent sleep from Spore from Breloom. Also reminded that Iron Hands is Water Terra. Yeah, Cresselia with Fairy Terra, safety goggles with the regular Lunar Blessing, Trick Room, Moonblast, Ally Switch. We've seen it is a really good Pokemon against teams last week, and we predicted multiple plays with Ally Switch against our opponent last week with full HP EVs, full defense EVs for 4 special attack EVs. And I forgot to put my nature, so it's gonna be plus defense minus attack. Plus defense minus attack. There you go. Chi-Yu is next with Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, Overheat, and Burning Jealousy. Choice Scarf is more to outspeed certain Pokemon. I might consider changing to Choice Specs at some point, but I'm going to keep the Choice Scarf for now. Heat Wave, Spread Move, Dark Pulse is just for coverage against a Meloetta. Overheat is really strong. And Burning Jealousy is used to catch like Dragonite. If the Dragonite ever tries to go for Dragonite and I use Burning Jealousy, that means the Dragonite will be burned. So what Burning Jealousy does is 100% chance to burn a target that had a stat risen in that turn, which can be pretty good. Chi-Yu with a plus special attack minus attack nature, full special attack and full defense investment. Note that I didn't put too much on speed because of Choice Scarf, and also if they're just gonna go for extreme speed, I don't really need speed. I don't really need my speed EVs, and also Chien-Pao always outbeats Chi-Yu no matter what. I might actually not even put the Scarf. I might actually put this Choice Specs. Yeah, actually, yeah. I'm gonna put the Choice Specs. I mean, if I don't, if I change my mind, I'll always let you guys know. Baxcalibur with the Baxcalibur with the loaded dice, Scale Shot, Icicle Spear, Protect, and Ice Shard. This is the Pokemon I did not bring last week, and loaded dice means that Scale Shot and Icicle Spear hits 4 to 5 times. It actually brings it into a range. So, for example, Icicle Spear actually needs to hit 5 times to KO Dragonite, for example. So there's a bit of an RNG in here, but I'm sure we can deal with that in the real battle. Ice Shard is just for Focus Sashes and a bit of priority, and Ghost Terra to stop extreme speed, and also to stop Sacred Sword as well, but weak to Crunch. So we're gonna keep that in mind. And we have plus speed minus special attack, full attack EV, full speed EV, and 4 defense. Fezandipiti, another Pokemon that I didn't bring last week, and this is probably the most interesting Pokemon that I have here. It's probably also the main reason that I'm probably gonna win, if I win, obviously. The one of the main reasons I think this team has good potential against the scary Palnet combination. Red Card, not an item that people know, and an item that people don't see often. So what the red card does is when, for example, if Dragonite extreme speeds my Fezandipiti, Dragonite is forced to switch out to another Pokemon. Then my Iron Hands could get off a free Ice Punch or a free Drain Punch, which is superb. Really good. Tailwind, just to get a bit of speed coverage if I need to. Roost for healing. Dazzling Gleam is a spread move, and also every single move Fezandipiti hits is a 30% chance to get poison, and U-turn is just to get a free pivot in. Full defense, full HP, and 4 speed. Defense plus defense minus attack. Orform is another pick that we did last week, but we didn't have much time to show it off. It's basically the exact same as last week with Shed Tail, Body Press, Iron Head, and Protect, plus defense minus speed, and with the Citrus Berry and Earth Eater, which prevents, which makes ground type moves heal it instead of dealing super effective damage. That's really it for the team. It's Iron Hand, Crest, Chi-Yu, Baxcalibur, Fezandipiti, and Orform. And yeah, that will be it for now, and let's get into the battles. Alright, on to our second week of the battles. Just so that you guys know, I changed the item of Chi-Yu from Choice Specs to Choice Scarf. Hopefully that can help outspeed the Breloom, because without Choice Scarf, I actually cannot outspeed the Breloom. Here we go. Let's do this. No Breloom. Okay, so we've got Azumarill, Chien-Pao, Dragonite, Volcarona actually, Rhyperior, and Dusknoir. So there's a bit of a Bulldoze. I can definitely see Bulldoze weakness policy in action. Pretty scary. I feel like we should probably go for the lead that I kind of prepped for, which is like the Chi-Yu Baxcalibur. It really catches things off guard. Iron Hand at the back is pretty solid. I'm going to bring that as well. And Crest at the back. Let's see what they do. Yeah, Azumarill's probably going for like the belly drum stuff. Volcarona is a bit unexpected, but it should be fine. Gonna type in the info in the meantime. So I'm predicting probably something like a weakness policy potentially. Weakness policy Rhyperior possibly. Dusknoir, there's probably like a Trick Room Bulldoze. Maybe, just maybe, Volcarona can also sweep with... Hold on, let's go. Interesting lead. Interesting. This is definitely Trick Room, without a question. I feel like we should let them set the Trick Room, honestly. But, like, both Pokemon are not good against Azumarill. I think switching Iron Hands... No, I'm gonna Dark Pulse into the Dusknoir. And I'm gonna go for the Protect into Baxcalibur. See if we can fish in a Fairy type attack. Yep, that's fine. There's a Trick Room. Perfect. Okay. So let me quickly put down Aqua Jet. Interesting. And we've got TR as I expected. So now, I think we can just... Let's think about this. I think Play Rough might go into Iron Hands. I think it's safe to Terra Water. We're just gonna go for the... Hold on. Let me look at the Terras very quickly. Grass Terra, Fairy, Fairy, Dragon, Fairy, Fairy. Okay. So, Terra, Fake Out into Azumarill. And I'm probably going to switch in the Crest. Will-O-Wisp. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Let's put this down. Will-O-Wisp. And Rhyperior switching in, it's a pretty good call for them. Okay. We should try and Ice Punch the Rhyperior. And we could just Lunar Blessing. Okay. Megahorn. Okay. Oh, this is actually really tough now. Let's think about, because Leer is a really big problem. Megahorn is definitely going into the Crest again. Alex, which would be pretty good. So why don't we try and Ice Punch the Dusknoir at a switch. Okay. Okay. So I think we should switch back into Baxcalibur for the Crest. So Crest can come back in a better position. And then we probably just Ice Punch the Dusknoir again. Okay. Yep. This is really spooky. Megahorn. Yeah, I lost already because my I did not prepare anything for Azumarill. Let's just go for Icicle Spear and switch again. And they read the yep, okay. They read the Ada switch as well. So we got some info out. It is definitely not I'm a bit speechless here because I'm not entirely sure what's going on. And they missed like three Mega Horns, honestly. Okay. Let's have a think. Let's have a quick think. So if they went for this play with the Dusknoir Leer, I think we have to try and revenge with all four. Iron Head is probably pretty good. Yeah. Let's try something. Let's try something here. So if they're gonna lead with that, I think they're not as prepared for Orthram, if I'm being very honest. Obviously, if they have Volk at the back, we gotta be slightly careful. I'm gonna try Iron Hand's Pheasantipity. And then we're gonna go Baxcalibur, Cresselia. Let's see if this works. I think they might go for a similar Trick Room thing. Pound Knight they might go for, but Pound Knight is the way. Yeah. Pound. Oh, Pound Dusknoir. Okay. So they have Fairy Terror. What are they doing here? This is definitely Will-O-Wisp, right? So if we just aim on the... So if we just... If we Wild Charge into Dusknoir and we just Dazzling Gleam, what's the problem with that? The POW, if it's Terrace, and then POW would probably survive. If they switch in Rhyperior, I'm kind of screwed. Hold on, no, they're definitely gonna switch into Rhyperior. I'm still gonna Drain Punch and Dazzling Gleam. I'm gonna go for that. I think that's the way to win. Okay. I got the poison. Okay. Terra Blast. Rough. Really rough. Okay. Let's probably bring in the Crest to block a Terra Blast. And I'm going to just... I'm just gonna go for the Dazzling Gleam again. Or I could U-turn. I'm gonna U-turn. So, Caress, switch in, U-turn the power. There you go. U-turn, and Baxcalibur comes out. Hammer Arm, good play. Not good play, but it's quite interesting. Okay. Hammer Arm. Okay. I wonder if Ice Shot actually takes out the power in this range. We definitely need to Lunar Blessing something at some point. In the last game, when the 4 hit, it did less damage than I actually thought. I think we probably need to Fairy Terror here, just to block the crunch. So I'm gonna do that. Fairy Terror, Lunar Blessing, and I'm gonna go for the big Icicle Spear. Oh, they went for that instead. Oh gosh. Oh. Hold on. Okay. 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 Oh, this Tera Blast is really screwing up me. Okay. Why don't we try Moonblast, the POW, and Dazzling Gleam. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay. Liquidation. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of nervous. I'm gonna try and explain what I'm doing later. Let's go. Lunar Blessing. Switch in the Iron Hand. Alright, let's go Crash, okay? Okay, let's go for Lunar Blessing. I think the Rhyperior switches in here. I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch. Let's see. Because... Oh, Azumarill. Okay. That's the Wisp. Drain Punch. And Lunar Blessing. Okay! So this should be Play Rough coming in to the Iron Hands. I'm just gonna go for Moonblast into the Azumarill. Switch back the Pheasantipity in. There's the Leer again. There's the Play Rough. That's fine. Okay. Now, I think... Oh, this is really tough. Moonblast the Rhyperior. And we probably... Oh, this is rough. This is so rough. I think we Moonblast the Azumarill, fake out the Rhyperior here. There's the fake out. There's the flinch. There's the Play Rough. Missed, okay. And Azumarill goes down. Okay. Okay. Now. Either Tera Blast or there's definitely Tera Blast. I'm almost sure it's Tera Blast into the Iron Hands. I think we just need to trust Moonblast the Chien-Pao. Drain Punch the Rhyperior. Okay? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Okay. Oh! Okay. We actually did it. Okay. So, we've got more info. I think we played really well with the red cards switching and switching out. Yeah, there's a lot of mess in the middle. I'm gonna try and explain what I did later because it's really like nerve-wracking. Okay, game 3. Okay. So the Iron Hands Festivity lead actually worked because they scuttled for the red card. Okay. I think if they led with Dusknoir Pao last in game 2, they went for Dusknoir Rhyperior. They're gonna go for something fast. I think that's my guess. I think we should go for. Let me think about it. Orphan has so much potential, honestly. I'm gonna go for the same lead. Iron Hand, Festivity, and then backs. Nah, we're gonna do Festivity at the back actually this time. I'm just gonna do Iron Hand's Crest, Festivity, Baxcalibur. Because I think they're gonna bring Volcarona this time. Because I haven't used my Orphan yet. Okay, Pao Knight. Pao Knight. Pao Knight. Okay. Let's try this. Fake out into Pao. Switch into Festivity. That would set the red card up and get rid of allows one or the other to switch out and mess them up. Fake out the Pao, switch in Festivity. We need to get one of them out of the board for now. And we can roll afterwards. Sumura, that's good. Okay. Okay. It's Terra Blast again. I should have seen that coming. Okay. Crest comes in. And we go for... I don't think the last opponent is... Do we Tailwind here? No, I think we just Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, they really prepped for the Terra Blast Fairy Terror thing. So, they really caught me off guard most of the time. Another Terra Blast again. Yeah, Crest switches in. And we just try and fish for the poison. The poison really helped me last time. There's the Bulk. Attack. And Dazzling Gleam. Okay. Now, there's a very high chance Bug Buzz might happen in here. I think this is a good chance to set up a Tailwind. I'm going to Ally Switch and set up a Tailwind here. Because there's no Trick Room Setter. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Overheat. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. So, we could go for a Roost. And I think just a Moonblast into the Azumarill will probably do. Okay. Aqua Jet. Fine. Okay. Dragon Knight max speed is 145. $105 times 2. This might not work, but I think we have to try it. We wild charge. We wild charge the... No. We drain punch. Wild charge the Azumarill. And we add our switch again. That's fine. Absolutely fine. There you go. Okay, we got the crit, we got lucky. Azumarill is back. Tailwind 1 turn. Extreme speed is probably coming in anyway. I think we just let Iron Hands go down. Moonblast the Azumarill. And we just do as much damage as we can. We'll just wild charge the Dragonite. Yeah, extreme speed. And Aqua Jet. That's expected. Moonblast. Okay. Now, because, hold on. How many percent is POW? 100%. Okay. We definitely need to Terra the Baxcalibur in this situation. I think we just Lunar Blessing Terra. And we Icicle Spear the Dragon. 5. Okay. Skill shot. Okay. Okay. Now, we probably Moonblast the Chien-Pao, and we protect. Let's see. Okay, third drop's not good. There's the scale shot. I'm not sure if Ice Shard... Oh, no. Yeah, I think we lost. Yeah, I think we lost. So, I think Ice Shard might take out the Knight from that range. I should have Ice Sharded that turn, honestly. I mean, we're still going to go for the Lunar Blessing just in case an Ice Shard and the Dragonite. Okay. Oh, that's for a chop, yep. And Azumarill comes in. And... yeah. Yeah, very close game. Yeah, very close game. Wow. Okay. I think it's that turn when I... yeah, I should have Ice Sharded that turn. And I think the momentum keeps up a bit. And I think I would have won. Wow. Really, really good game. Thanks to the opponent. Almost won. Really, really close game. Good for them. And we're going to jump to the conclusion. I'm going to look at the battles again. And... try and go through what's actually going on. So I've just had to look at all the recorded footage of the three battles, and I must say, this guy is his play is really impressive. And honestly, going to game 2 and game 3, I didn't even commentate too much because there's so much going on. His main strategy is twofolded. First of all, this guy loves to go for Aqua Jet Extreme Speed as a combo. This bypasses both Trick Room and Tailwind speed control. Very, very good. Very good that he thought about that when he prepped. And even though I said Tailwind in game 3, it didn't actually help because he kept spamming Tailwind, E-Speed, Aqua Jet, E-Speed, Aqua Jet. And I lost 2 Pokemon because of this problem. Second of all, this also stops my Chi-Yu because my Chi is weak to water. And also, I'm not going to Ghost Terra in front of the Azumarill because there are better, more bulky Pokemon that actually can deal with this. So Chi-Yu just sits at the back for game 2, game 3. But what I have neglected even greatly, and they really thought about it, is Fairy Terra Champa and Fairy Terra Dragonite, which actually shuts down Iron Hands and Baxcalibur very well. I do have Orphan at the back, but I never brought it, mainly because I fear Champa has Secret Sword. And also I always thought about them bringing the Volcarona for game 1 and game 2, which they didn't. At this situation, if they did Fairy Terra and I have my Orphan, I might be able to pick up the third win. But at the same time, I have absolutely no idea if the Champa had Sacred Sword or not. And I have no clue if the Dragonite has Fire Punch or not. That is not reviewed during the game. Orphan has a risk, and game 3 they did bring the Volcarona. So if I had Baxcalibur, like if I had Orphan instead of Baxcalibur, there might be a risk, but there is no way we could know that because the game's over. But the Orphan is there really to be there, and it really gives them a bit of pressure, I feel like. Fezandipity with the red card, they also adjusted their game plan really well. Overhit into the predicted ally switch into the Fezandipity. Then the Volcarona's special attack lowered by 2, red card immediately switches out. That is very well played by them. They made use of my item to their advantage. That is very top tier playing, honestly. In game 2, when I brought the Fezandipity and they scouted out the red card with Frisk, they know they have to be cautious. They didn't care about the Fezandipity for a while and landed 2 poisons on Dusknoir and Rhyperior, respectively. And that really helped push the game to a faster pace. Rhyperior, as I thought, is very threatening. High horsepower, Mega Horn, and Hammer Arm. Unlucky to this guy missed like 3 Mega Horns, missed like 2 play roughs. So it was slightly unlucky there, but they still won. Mega Horn is obviously prepped for the Cresselia. Hammerhorn is really prepped for, again, my Chi-Yu and also my Baxcalibur. And also potential Dark Terrors, possibly. And also it counters my Orphan as well. I honestly, now I think about it, Orphan might be better than Baxcalibur for game 3, but there's absolutely no way to tell because Volcarona is in game 3. Also, yeah, Fairy Terra I mentioned is pretty scary. Azumarill not having Belly Drum is pretty interesting. The play rough really screwed me up again. Having Fairy type coverage is a big problem for me. So I gotta think about Fairy Terrors. I tried to prepare for Breloom, Meloetta, didn't come up, which is a bit of a surprise. But there's really nothing I could do. Dusknoir with Will-O-Wisp and Leer is genius. Okay, Will-O-Wisp is not that genius. It's quite common. Leer is absolutely genius play because it helps threaten the Cresselia as well, which usually is quite bulky. Leer lowers the defense by 1 stage. When Leer used twice, my defense of Cresselia is already halved. And even a not very effective throat chop deals half damage. Very, very good alternative to Dragonite. Rhyperior also positioning with the Iron Hands, with the Lightning Rod, and I can't use Drain Punch on a Dusknoir. And my only move was Ice Punch. Ice Punch was really to catch the Dragonite, non-Terra Dragonite off guard, but it didn't work. In game 1, in last week, I went for Heavy Slam instead of Ice Punch for Iron Hands. So the question is should Iron Hands have Heavy Slam or not? I did the quick math because Heavy Slam depends on the ratio of weight of Iron Hands divided by the opponent's Pokemon. Dragonite, if Heavy Slam is aimed on Dragonite, it is a base 40 power. And if it's aimed on the Chien-Pao, it's base 60. It should be enough on the Chien-Pao. It might not be enough for the Dragonite, especially with multi-scale. The fact they're not even in a focus is a bit risky, but it paid off because the scale shot actually didn't take out the Dragonite. And the Dragonite clearly has defense investment because 17% per hit is a bit lower than I thought. So, yeah, very well played to them. They really thought this through. A bit unfortunate that we haven't had a chance to use Ulfram. I really think Ulfram has good potential, but having Volcarona at the back is really too risky. I think I really most of the movesets are probably correct. Obviously, I never had a chance to use any of the moves from Chi-Yu. And obviously, I haven't had a chance to use any of the moves from Ulfram. Roost, I haven't really used. Obviously, I can't use Scale Shot with all the Fairy Terrors out there. I had a slight misplay at the end game. I should have Ice Shotted the Dragonite the turn before. But then when Azumarill comes out, it's really game over. I don't think I've prepared enough for Azumarill because I really thought Iron Hands could actually take care of Azumarill. But I was wrong because of Fairy types. So, yeah, and also because of Rhyperior. And I do not have a Grass type. Obviously, Grass Terror is bad in this situation with the Chien-Pao and all that stuff. Yeah, I think I played pretty well, honestly. But they prepped really well. Leer is unexpected. And that Terra Fairy, Terra Blast is not something I expected and even thought about it. So, well played to my opponents. Really, really well played. And yeah, that will be it for the video. Great job to them. And that will be it for the video. And see you in the next one.